G'day Future Aussie. Today we'll be practicing an advanced listening together at the IELTS band level of 7 or 8, but also we have 4 different levels on this channel, so choose the one that suits you the best. And remember, it always seems impossible until it is done. You got this. You will hear a researcher giving a presentation on renewable energy in Australia. This listening has 2 parts. Please take 30 seconds to read through questions 1 to 8.
Hello everyone, my name's Dr. Emily Barker and I'm here today to talk to you about some of the exciting developments we've been making in renewable energy here in Australia, particularly in solar and wind technologies. These two are absolutely crucial for Australia's energy future, and they also reflect something central to Australian culture, our connection to the land and the environment. But before I dive into that, let me set the scene a bit. In Australia, energy consumption has been steadily rising as our cities and regional towns continue to grow. At the same time, we're feeling the effects of climate change more intensely, more frequent heat waves, droughts, and severe bushfires, which makes the transition to renewable energy all the more urgent. Our vast open spaces make Australia a perfect place for large-scale renewable energy projects. From the deserts of Central Australia to the coastal regions of the Great Southern, we have abundant resources. Yet, there are also significant challenges, particularly in how we manage that energy efficiently. We've seen firsthand how the hot summer months put a strain on the power grid. So, the question becomes, how do we harness the natural forces of the Australian landscape to meet our energy needs in a sustainable way? Let's start with solar. Now, as you might know, Australia has one of the sunniest climates in the world, and that gives us a natural advantage when it comes to solar energy. As Aussies, we're all pretty familiar with long, hot summers, and that means we've got ample sunlight to tap into. Solar energy has become increasingly efficient over the years, with panels now able to generate more power even in regions where it might be a bit cloudy. And as a country, we're getting better at using solar energy, not just in the cities, but in rural areas as well, where many homes are now equipped with solar panels and battery storage systems. However, while solar energy during the day is fantastic, storing that energy for use at night or during cloudy spells is more difficult. In the past, the cost of batteries was a big barrier, but with ongoing research, we're seeing prices drop, making solar storage more accessible to everyday Australians. This is particularly important for regional areas where access to the main grid can be unreliable. Now, let's talk about wind power. Here in Australia, we're lucky to have some excellent wind resources. The coastal areas, particularly in South Australia and Tasmania, are some of the best places for wind energy in the world. In fact, South Australia now generates a significant portion of its power from wind turbines. The advantage of wind, especially for Australians living in coastal towns, is that it's a highly reliable source of energy. The winds don't stop, and wind farms can operate 24/7 as long as there's a consistent breeze. But, as with solar, there are challenges. One issue is the inconsistency of wind patterns. The wind might not blow every day, and when it does, it can fluctuate in strength. So, just like solar, we need to think about storage. We're also looking into hybrid systems where wind and solar can work together to balance out these fluctuations. On windy days, solar can pick up the slack during the day, and at night, when the sun's gone down, the wind can carry us through. One of the more innovative ideas we're exploring here at the Institute is the use of hydrogen. Hydrogen can act as a way to store excess renewable energy, whether from wind or solar, and convert it into fuel that can be used for transport or in industries that require high energy processes. This is crucial because, as we all know, Australia is a vast country and we rely heavily on transport to move goods and people. If we can use hydrogen to fuel trucks, trains, and even ships, we're not only reducing emissions, but we're also tapping into a new clean source of energy. However, it is important to note that this technology is still very much under development.
In part 2 of the listening, you will hear the researcher discussing Australian culture and perspectives on renewable energy.
I'd like to step back for a moment and talk about Australian culture and our attitude towards sustainability. The push for renewable energy isn't just about technology or money. It's about the way we live. Australians have always had a strong connection to the land. Whether it's the outback, the bush, or the beaches, we have an intrinsic understanding that our environment is precious and that it's up to us to protect it. For many of us, this means supporting renewable energy projects that don't just benefit us today, but will benefit future generations. As Australians, we're fortunate to live in a country that has both the resources and the ambition to lead the world in renewable energy. The journey is not without its challenges, but with the ingenuity and determination that characterises our culture, I'm confident we'll get there. Clean energy isn't just a possibility, it's our future, and I'm excited to see where we can take it. Thanks for listening.
Well done, you made it to the end. Get ready to check your answers. Here are the answers from questions 1 to 12 for the listening. Check your answers and mark yourself out of 12. Remember to share your score in the comments so that other people can see how well you are doing, but also so that you can see how much better you're getting as you practice your listening more and more. You got this, Future Aussie.